Hi, welcome to my next video. This time I wanted to show you another cover I did recently for a magazine. As you know, I did the cover for the Tokyo Metro Guide. It's a free paper that you can get at Tokyo Metro stations. And I did the autumn version. And it seems that they liked it so much that actually they asked me also to do the winter, December version. But I had a little bit of a problem with it because this is actually city light up themed, and it's kind of hard to do with watercolors, so it was kind of a challenge. So as usual, I decided to do the digital sketch as the first step to test what I will have to do with watercolors and also show the publisher what the cover that I have in mind will look like. And once this got approved, I started to actually draw and paint the picture. First I did the lines using my Mitsu-bishi HI UNI pencils. I just printed the sketch, only the lines of the sketch I did in Procreate, and I traced it using my tracing table. But of course, while tracing, I added more details where I thought they were necessary. I started out with the elements that are far in the background, like the Tokyo Tower, using really hard pencils like HB or H. And then gradually moved to softer pencils for the things that are closer. This way I can get depth in the lines of the picture. Of course, later when painting with watercolors, I also try to show depth as good as I can, but having depth already in the lines of the picture helps a lot to achieve the effect. The lines of the picture were actually the easiest part to do because the trees don't have so much leaves on them in winter, and I actually like to draw trees. But the main problem was the illumination. The theme of the picture was illumination and light up that happens in Tokyo in various places in the Christmas season. I really had a problem how to recreate it with watercolors because yes, you can use white paint after painting with watercolors, but it does not cover so well. I guess I could have went with something like a correction pen or a white paint marker like Posca marker, but I chose to do everything with masking fluid. Because the lights actually follow a pattern, they are in chains and they follow the branches of the trees. I could not do everything at random. I just did some random places on the trees that are really in the background. But for the trees that are closer, I had to just paint the lights one by one with the masking fluid before I started with watercolors. It took a long time, but I think the effect was worth it. When the masking fluid was dry, I started to paint with my Schmincke watercolors. And because the painting is kind of big, it's 30 by 45 centimeters, I used my mop brushes to do the basic washes, the basic blue washes, and then proceeded to add details from there. Because I rarely have a chance to paint something like this, especially a city scene and Tokyo scene in the winter, I wanted to make it kind of special. So I decided to feature a site that I actually saw myself when probably 2 years after I came to Tokyo. We had kind of heavy fall of snow for 3 days, and it actually stayed on the streets, which is unusual for Tokyo. So even though this year probably will have no snow again, I decided to paint some in this picture. Okay, feel free to watch till the end and I'll meet you there. Okay, so the final step to finishing this picture was to take all of the masking fluid off. And I'm using here the Pilot Friction Eraser because the rubber is harder than a usual eraser. So it does take the masking fluid off, but does not smudge the pencil. And this is the result. I added some details with white paint, but not much. You can see the final picture in better details on my blog, and here you have the final version of the cover with the text. I hope you liked this video. I'm going back to painting all the illustrations needed for my Tokyo Storyfronts book. As always, feel free to share, comment and subscribe, and you can also support me on Patreon, on which I'm not really active at the moment because of the book, so I'm sorry for that. But anyway, see you in the next video. Bye!